So will AI take over the world? I feel like this is very, what's it called? I feel like this is a very straightforward answer. And the answer is yes. But I feel like it would be gradual. Or it will be gradual. And the reason why I think that's going to be the case is because robots have sort of been around. Okay, if we're talking AI in terms of robots, and not specifically software, then I feel like robots and automation have been around for quite some time, and it's only now that we're sort of seeing the full effects of AI. But I still feel like we're in the early stages. So like there's a lot of, testing still going on. I think maybe in the next 10 years, we would start to see sort of like robots sort of, I wouldn't say taking over the world, but, sort of coexisting with humanity. And I feel like you can see that now, but it's just not accessible on like a normal, how do I say it? Like a normal, you won't see a robot in your daily life. I feel like it's only accessible for those who have money and have access to, those type of resources. But I feel like it will be gradual and you will start to see it sort of soon. Even how they're doing Amazon are sort of shipping packages via drones. Like, that shit's crazy, bro. But we're sort of seeing that, just not on a global level yet. I think there's a lot of ethical considerations when it comes to things like that, especially in certain jurisdictions and countries. But yeah, that's in terms of robots and shit. But if we're talking software, I feel like AI is advancing quite quickly. And the reason why I feel like that is because we're just seeing, so I feel like every week on my YouTube I just see a new AI pop out of nowhere. A new AI software that does this, a new AI software that does that. And sometimes I'm just wow, how are coders developing all of this stuff so quick? And it's because, they're probably using AI. Imagine having good coding skills and having good technology awareness, and then combining the two. It's just bro, these guys are literally developing the most craziest things. I saw so the other day I was actually just sitting down, I was watching the news, and then something came up on the news about how there's a new AI software that can scan your face, and then the police would be able to use it to detect people that have passed through a specific area. But I feel like they was talking about how people can sort of hack it and shit, and I was just bro, what the hell is going on? This shit's crazy. But it's interesting at the same time. There's a lot of new sort of AI softwares out there that can do a lot of things, and it's just interesting to see where it's going. I feel like it's being developed super quickly. That's why I feel like the software in terms of AI, I don't think that will be gradual. I feel like we're going to start seeing new things being implemented within maybe the next five years. I have a feeling we're going to get to a point where sort of you can just automate anything that you do. And I feel like they've made it very easy, very accessible to people. Even down to the UI, it's very intuitive, a lot of the AI these days. So if you're a kid who's quite smart, or I don't know, maybe you're just in your 20s, in your 30s. Like, you don't really have to be a genius anymore to sort of like develop anything. But if you are one of the smart ones, then you could actually develop some groundbreaking stuff. But yeah, I feel like AI will eventually take over the world, but I don't think it would be in the way that people think it would be. I don't think there would be like a robot takeover. I feel like there's gonna be more of like a divide between like nations, if that makes sense. If we're talking AI take over the world like that, then yeah, because you have to think of like how countries are gonna now use all of these systems. Like, it's actually quite scary in a sense, in terms of like power, because one thing that I'm starting to notice as well is sort of the world revolves around data and information. So having AI, having a lot of like having a robot just automate the stuff, or having like software just automate this stuff, it's quite interesting and quite quite scary at the same time. But I don't think we have anything to worry about. I feel like if you are sort of like maybe Gen Z, then I feel like you should participate in sort of learning a little bit more about technology and AI, because by the time, I don't know how old you are watching this, but if you're maybe in high school or whatever, by the time you get to 20, your life probably going to be completely different to mine. Like, I feel like kids these days are getting quite smart as well. My little brother he knows how to do anything now on the iPad. Even down to like the jokes and shit. Like, kids are quite smart. So, the earlier you can pick up on sort of developing your skills within maybe like technology, coding, maths, like I feel like that will benefit you like a lot in the long run. Even like engineering, because that's sort of the route that we're heading down. I don't know how I got that kill, by the way. That was so clutch. Did I get this one? No, I died. But yeah, I do think AI will take over the world. I don't think it would be in the way that people think it would be. I think there will be a lot of ethical considerations sort of surrounding AI. And I feel like it will be gradual. So I don't think, tomorrow we're not gonna be like fighting robots and shit. Like, no. The real artificial intelligence will come at a later date. But we are getting there, so it's best to be ahead of the wave than behind the wave, or underneath the wave. I don't know the saying. But anyway, if you enjoyed this content, then drop a like and subscribe. I'm gonna end it there. But just enjoy the gameplay.
All mission objectives set.